hello, hello. We are live.
Hello, good afternoon, morning, evening, and awesomeness. How's everybody doing?
Hopefully, well.
Hopefully well to be exact.
The chat function is working today. Yay.
All right.
So we
On
are
us or just like on everything else? So it's like connected all together?
Instagram fell out. I don't know what happened with Instagram, but we are on Facebook and the YouTube.
The Facebook and the YouTube. So always good.
Yes, yes.
Facebook and the YouTube. So, Jordan, please tell us what is our conversational topic for today?
Well, today we are diving into, or should I say, leaning into the topic of do nice guys actually finish last? This is a myth of kindness in relationships. We hear that all the time. Like, what is this? What is this thing? Oh, and if you want to lean in and come on live with us, I will put the link in the chat box for Facebook and YouTube. And we would love to have you all come on and share your thoughts. There we go. So, with that being said, first things first, do you feel like there's a difference between being a genuinely nice person and exhibiting behaviors like for neediness or validation? Like, do you feel like it makes a difference?
Um, it does make a difference, but then also at the same point in time, it is difficult to say because we are the product of our environment. So then we become what we set ourselves out to be. If it's out of neediness,
That's right.
we
That's
were
right.
made to be needy. So therefore, that becomes a product of who we are. So
Right.
how do we surmise a person's genuineness of being nice? If we can, like, you could tell when somebody's being nice for fakeness. I believe everybody can tell there's a strong aura to that because some people just don't have it. And then you can tell when somebody's being genuinely nice because they're genuinely a nice person in some cases. In
Well,
some,
and I think there's a difference because there are some people who are nice people because they feel like that's what they're supposed to be,
yeah,
not because that's their character. Like my beliefs tell me that I'm supposed to do these things, check these boxes, and be a nice person. Um, because I know people like that. That not to say that they're not nice people, but the nice things that they do aren't necessarily because they genuinely want to help, but because that's what they've been told they're supposed to do and they've been doing it for so long that at this point it's like a habit. I have this habit of swooping in and being nice to people and helping people and doing all the things regardless of whether I want to do it or not.
yeah, it's sad. It's a sad life, and when we're also and to also clear it up, when we say nice guys finish line, we don't mean just sexually, just nice guys. The gender basic, we just in general. That's the term
Oh
that's been used.
yes. Yeah.
That's the term that's been used. So before anyone gets on the high horse of being like, "What about women?" Listen,
We're referring to nice people.
in
Nice
general.
people finish
If,
last.
if you're one of those people that are like him, her, all of that, there you go. There's your clarification. But
Nice people.
the terminology in itself, do nice guys finish last? Is what we're on today. And to further answer the question, it is. I mean, like, so what if they are like that? So what would that be a big problem?
I think it has a potential to be. So like if you're in
Yeah,
a relationship with
yeah,
somebody who is not genuinely a nice person but has learned to be a nice person like we mentioned, I feel like the struggle that comes into play with that is that they're always doing for other people. It's like robotic. I'm doing all of these things. I'm checking all of these boxes, but there's no emotional connection behind it. It's just task completion, task completion. So, one of the things that comes up with that is this idea that they get so consumed with helping other people, with completing these tasks, with going through the motions, that they're not actually cultivating a relationship with their actual partner.
I can see how that works out. Definitely, I agree. You got nice people being nice just for the sake of being nice and not being authentically nice. Now that is a strong catch 22 in that situation because, like you said, um, what happens? My thing is what happens when they're no longer nice. How do you deal with that? How do you process and formulate that? And not only the person on the receiving end of it, but then
Right.
the person that's also making that shift and that dynamic change.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if there is a necessarily a no longer nice. I think it from that place because it's not a genuine niceness, there's like a neutrality. So like if I'm not nice, if I'm not in service to all these other people, I'm just neutral. I'm just existing, if that makes sense.
no, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Because I'm not doing this because this is something intrinsically that I want to do. I'm just a task oriented person and this isn't just another task.
Sucks to be them, but I get it. It really sucks to be them though for that. If that's what you're doing just to do it, it sucks. It's a hard life to have. It's a hard life to live.
Yeah, but you get rewarded with that validation. People are saying, "Oh, you're so dependable," and "Oh, I know this person is always going to get it done," and they're that person in the office that people always give their tasks to because they know that that person is reliable and dependable and efficient and all the things. So
Yeah, I
they're the
hate
nice guy, so they're not going to say no. They're just going to do it.
I hate that. I hate being that guy. I can't stand it. I mean, it's cool. It's okay, but then it's like then you come to realize everybody takes advantage of it.
They do. But
Everybody
then
takes-
in relationships, it goes back to okay, so if you're the nice person at work and you're spending all of this time and energy at work, what do you have to give to your relationship when you're outside of work?
some people find it more gratifying to be at a work. Work is their relationship. Work is their priority. Work is their sense of meaning and purpose.
Right.
And everything else after that is robotics, where they're being nice and they're being tolerable to everyone
Right.
else and other people.
But that's because at work, there's that sense of validation. Everything that I do, there's a reward for it, whether it's because I'm getting paid, whether it's because my colleagues are recognizing me because I'm doing the work that they don't want to do, or there's like an automatic reward to it at work.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So in a relationship, that's kind of hard though too, because it's like that shift in that shift in dynamic is really it's really interesting to be a part of. I mean, I've never been in that. Well, I can't. I don't know if I've ever been in that situation before, where a person is just being nice just to be nice, or I'm being nice just to be nice. I look at it as being kind to others as the Bible. One thing I took from it, and I hold steady. One, I'm not going front. I'm not going front. There's a couple. I'm not going to say one thing, but that's the primary catalyst for
One
me.
of the things, uh huh.
One of the greatest things: do unto others as you would want them to do unto you.
Right.
And then from that statement in itself, we have this overwhelmingly new transitional statement of match my energy.
But
Okay.
that could be a positive or a negative because if you got some trash energy, I don't want to give trash energy back.
That part. That
I
part.
believe in leaving things better than the way you found them.
Yeah,
So,
no, real talk, real talk. And so, it comes into that. And then I was watching an anime last night, and it was like, you helping people gives them the ability to one day help you in their future.
hmm.
And
But is that why you're helping them so that you could hope that they help you in the future?
it's not even about the hoping. It's not even about the hoping of it. That's just
Mm.
how that's just in a sense of how the universe works, though. It's like you do
Reciprocity.
in a sense a giant global dynamic of reciprocity. It's like
Mm.
it goes without saying because it's true though. It's like in your lowest, maybe darkest, maybe weakest moments of time, you will not come to the term of realizing that you needed help. But that one individual out of nowhere sets things in motion that become a domino effect that somehow, some way benefit you.
Right.
So, and without them even knowing, and then you got those people that directly know, and then that come in to be they come in and help out at the right time that you needed it. You know what I mean? Whether you asked for it or not, you
Right.
needed it. So it's sad.
Right.
It's the nice guy finish last scenario is It's more so in the not only the work, but then in the relationship where you feel like you're nice to people and you're good to them, and it's like you expect, and without knowing, you're automatically expecting somebody to give you their heart, to give you their love, to give you their loyalty, to give you their trust, and
Hmm.
everything, all because you treat them nice, all because you're nice to them. And society tells us if you're good to people, you get good things that come to you. But then what happens when you're good to people and you don't get any of that coming to you? Then what do you do?
And I think that's part of the struggle of being a nice person. I have this person in my life who is an absolutely amazing human being, but unfortunately, people don't see that. And so this person is constantly pouring out into other people, whether it's in giving guidance or giving resources or whatever. And people just take it and they're gone. And that's it. And it's such a painful thing to watch this person go through because I know that it hurts them. And I know that they have this sense of feeling so alone in the world because they're like, I'm pouring out into all these people, I'm doing all these nice things for other people. Why can't they reciprocate it? But then I think part of that goes back to our expectations. Everybody's not where we are. Everybody can't give back at the level that we would expect them to, um, unfortunately. And I think that's part of the struggle with being a nice person in general in relationships because you get into, and we've talked about this before, you get into these relationship dynamics with people that are in a place of hurt or in a place of need. And you're pouring into them and you're loving on them. And a lot of times there's two things happen. Either that person is uncomfortable because they've never felt this sense of love, they've never felt someone pour into them to this extent, and so they run away, or they love it, they embrace it, you pour into them, they grow, and then they leave. And of course there's the third potential, you pour into them and they reciprocate it. But I feel like a lot of times, because of keyword trauma, all the trauma that we have in our society, a lot of times that reciprocative part, is that a word? Um, is
I don't
not
know.
the case. Um,
And
yeah.
that's a hard part to come across, man, because it's like I know for a fact I've come across a lot of nice women, and I've been a nice guy to a lot of women at the same point in time,
Hmm.
and you know the wheels on the bus go round and round, and it's like, yeah, you nice, but I'm not feeling you that way. But yeah, you should pick me because I'm a nice guy, because I'm a nice
Yeah, but
person.
for whatever reason, so many people want to put, uh, and it's specifically nice males. I feel like being a nice female is like an expectation. Like people expect females to be nice, but when males are nice, what'd you say?
Because it's been said for you guys to be nurturing and caring, so it's in your
Right.
nature.
But then when it comes to males being nice, it's like, oh, this is nice, but this isn't what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put you in the friend zone. You're too nice for me to do anything else with. I just want you to stay in my friend zone. I just want to keep you in my pocket. Um, it's such an interesting phenomenon. I wish somebody would come on and talk about this. Like,
I really
someone
do
come on and
too.
talk to us.
I really do too, because that's a good thing though. Because I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people. I've been in a situation where it's like that, and it happens a lot. You know, where a lot of people feel that way, and they come off that way, and they do that. And you put a person in a situation where you think they're a nice guy, and you just treat them like that.
Hmm.
So
And
and it's interesting to. No, I've been in that situation though too, where it's like I'm nice, but then oh, I'm a friend zone nice. Even so much to the point, oh, I see you like a brother. I done been in your guts. You see me like a brother now. That's some bull. Yo, my man.
okay,
Yo.
so but that's a little different. If you've done the do, I don't feel like you have the right to be able to say like I see you as a brother. Because I have a brother and we don't do that. We don't do that. We
Exactly.
don't do that. So like you can't dip your toe in the water and be like, no, never mind. I changed my mind. You're my brother. No, no, something's happening here. We need to dig deeper into this. If you're somebody who has done that, please Please leave us some comments so we could talk about you. I mean,
Yeah.
talk to you so we could talk to you. Because I like, and seriously, I really would like to know like the thought process behind it, because I feel like there was something else, like something happened that made them be like, nope, can't do this. I changed my mind. And instead of them being able to say like, it's me, I had a change of heart,
Yeah. Hey,
then
Jordan.
yeah.
I'm so sorry to cut you off. I have a friend of mine named Shirley. Shirley, how you
Hi
doing?
Shirley.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Shirley. So this is me. This is my friend Jordan from Germany. Jordan, say hi.
Hi
Hi.
Shirley. You have a nice voice, by
Hi,
the way.
Jordan.
So today's topic is, what was the topic again, Jordan?
Do nice guys finish last?
And so we were talking about that, and then Jordan said she had a question that she wanted. And what was your question you wanted to ask? Figured I'd give you a call randomly. So you answered. So yeah, I mean that's great.
I am so sorry, Shirley. I did not know this was going to happen to you. Um, I don't even remember what my question was now.
No, about the friend zone thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, why nice guys get friend zoned? Why can't we give them a chance?
Why do what? I can't hear you.
Why do nice guys get
Yeah.
friend zoned?
That's not always true. They don't always get friend zone. They are put to the side to, how can I say? We reserve them, but they aren't really put to the side, kind of, sort of.
What are we reserving them for? Are they like preservatives or so? Like what's happening here?
We'll continue with the bad boys, and once that's out our face, the good guys who we had on reserve, then we can utilize them. But they never finish last, really.
Oh. But that technically that is being finished last, because I have to run through the whole train, and then after I'm done and I've got it all out of my system, he's last. He's the caboose on the
But it
train.
also depends on what stage in your life you are in. Like, for example, me, at this stage, if a good guy comes, I'm not putting him last, so I'm reserving him. I will actually go after him. But in my younger years, it's like, all right, let me just get my
Right.
out or whatever. But depending on the stage you are in your life. So that's also a factor.
Right. I agree with that. But I mean, just because somebody is nice doesn't mean that they can't do bad boy things in private. Like, so is that like, is it because we want a public bad boy, or is it because we have this preconceived notion that everything's going to be vanilla?
Again, it depends on the stage you are in your life. Right now, I can see past a whole bunch of foolishness. I am fine with the great guy. I can take the good out of him. I can take the bad. I can make him do bad boy things. I can work with a good guy. Whereas when I was younger, I wasn't thinking about none of that. I wasn't giving them the time to do it.
Mm,
So again, stage of your life. I'm in my 30s. I know better.
right.
I will work with this good guy. He may not be all that great looking. He may not be all this. You can work on it. We can build together.
Right.
Let's play some games and just figure some things out. But this stage of my life, good guys come first. They never finish last.
So it sounds like nice guys need to date older, more mature women. Just skip the
Yes,
Skip the
yes.
women
is
in
that what
the
you're
20s.
saying?
Skip the women in the 20s.
Right.
Skip the women in your 20s. If you're in your 30s, go with a woman in her 40s. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? If you're in your 20s, you go with a woman in her 30s, you'd be better off. You'd be better off. You'd be better off. That's what it sounds like. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm
That
getting.
makes sense.
I mean, you know what? She put it that way. It makes sense. The whole thing when you put them in the like. So then it's like the funny thing is when you're in when you're in your 30s and 40s and you're still doing it, then what does that mean?
Well, I can't speak for those people, but this person, me, I assure the see in my 30s. I'm not on that foolishness. Give me a good guy. Give me a nice guy. I don't care what he looks
Right.
like. You know, really, I can work on that. I would prefer a good guy right now. So yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
so it comes down to maturity.
I know.
So what I hear her saying is that she's matured out of that space where she wants the adventure and the fun and the whatever of a bad boy, and now she's ready to settle down, and nice guys are good for that part of your
Yeah,
life. So if you're rolling with a 30 or 40-year-old who's still kicking it with bad boys, that means that they're not mature enough or ready to settle down.
yeah, that too. Or they just, a lot of people are mature early on, or how can I say, they had kids early. So they have to mature a little bit faster. Now that their kids are 18, 19, now they have that freedom so they can kind of wild out and do whatever they want. So they might want the stage of a bad boy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, because they missed out on that in their youth. Yep, I get that.
So I did miss out on that in my youth. I had fun in my youth. Now I'm somebody's mom. It's like, all right, let me get my life together. Let my son see the good stuff, you know?
I get that. So what about the people who have children and are still wilding out?
That's them. I can't speak for them people. I don't know. I can only speak for myself and maybe a few friends, but I don't know them people. Everybody, different walks of life.
Right.
You know, it's a phase. Everybody go through phases.
They sure do.
They need to get it out their system. So they probably, I'm in my 20s. I need to be great because I need to do this, this, and that. Now they realize the world is not what they thought. So now they can do whatever they want. So let them get a taste of the bad boys. Just
I feel that.
I mean, what she's saying is it true? Is it not true? Do you agree? Do you disagree? It's all kinds of things of that nature that plays a role for a lot of people in that notion.
Right. Do you feel like society plays a role in influencing our perception of like kindness or nice guys or nice people in relationships?
plays a role in everything. Look at Sierra and her husband. Oh, he's a
Yes.
When you look at give me one of these other young wild celebrities. I don't know. I'm not really big on celebrities, but it's social. It's a social thing. Everybody, this is what's happening. I see such and such doing this, so I want to do this and that.
Right.
Society plays a major part. It's a big influence.
Right. And for whatever reason, as a society, we see niceness as like a femininity. So like when you were talking about Sierra and Russell, all the men that I see commenting on him on social media are talking about how soft he is. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Oh, for sure. All day, every day.
But why? Why is him being nice make him soft?
Because a lot of men are coming from trauma. That's all. That's all that is. They're coming from trauma. They're coming from that hurt place, and that's their response to that. Shirley, thank you so much for your feedback and opinion. Please tune in, log in, go live, chat with us again. Okay.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Bye. Wasn't that great?
That was. I like her. She's nice.
I got one more person.
Are they gonna answer you? Just calling random people and putting them on the spot?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey T, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm here with my friend Jordan on our podcast, Beyond the Sum of Our Thoughts.
Surprise.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And so Jordan has a question. Jordan, what's your question?
You keep asking me and I keep forgetting the question.
Really, I really don't. Yeah, she wanted to get other people's opinion, so I called one person. We got her perspective on it and everything else.
Oh, why she thinks nice guys finish last, or does she think nice guys finish last?
Okay, say that question one more time.
Do you think that nice guys finish last?
I say yes and no. Yes, because I guess it's harder for them to date and find someone that will accept that, because I feel like we are sort of in a space where we take a little bit toxicity. You know, we think that's a little bit more cool, a little bit more, saucy, gives passion, it gives excitement. So sometimes they get overlooked. But when they do find, I guess, that person for them, or the lucky girl gets to find that person, it's a wonderful relationship. So I say yes and no because of that.
So then is there a certain thing that would help nice people in relationships? Like how do they get a leg up? Is it possible?
That's a good question. I feel, I would consider myself a nice person, and I feel like it's one of those things where it's a diamond in the rough. Like, unfortunately, it's going to take a bit of digging, a bit of searching to
Right.
person. And like I said, we're not, how to say it? I feel like a person that wants a nice person has to be in a certain space of
Yeah, for sure.
not being superficial, not, just wanting passion and excitement, actually wanting what a real relationship takes in order for them to appreciate a nice person. So it's just going to take time, really, for that person to be seen and accepted and wanted. Yeah, I don't really know what the leg up will be. I would just say continue to be nice because
Don't
eventually,
change.
hopefully, the
Right.
right person will find you. Yeah.
Right.
That is,
So go ahead.
no, that's an awesome take on it. I salute you on that. Go ahead, Jordan. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say, so as a nice person, because you said that you're a nice person. So as a nice
She
person
is. She's a nice person.
in, oh, I believe her. I was just
Yeah, no, I got you.
wondering
I
about
got
the
you.
connection. Right, right. So as a nice person in relationships, do you feel like you struggle to find people that appreciate you? Like as a female, because we talked about nice guys, but as a female nice person, do you feel like you struggle with that?
Yes, I do. I feel like sometimes it's definitely overlooked because it's just like, oh, well, they expect you to be that way, so they don't
Mm,
really appreciate the nuance of it.
right.
Also, because, like I said, I feel like we're kind of conditioned now to have a little bit of drama. Like you're always hearing the
Yeah.
podcast that I hear about. I don't listen to them. The podcast that I hear about is always something that's an argument in a sense. It's either men
Right.
versus women, or this is the
Right.
issue in my relationship. This is the issue. So I'm feeling like people expect sometimes for there to be conflict or drama.
Mhm.
And then also because of social media, I feel like they expect
Mhm.
it to be a picturesque moment or something
Right.
that you could put on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all of those things for others to see. I think they think relationship is all about that.
What is
So
that?
when you're just being yourself, being a nice person, being considerate,
My alarm.
being a good listener, open, all of those things,
Right.
it's like I think it can seem boring sometimes.
Right. Right.
Like I said, I think they don't pay attention to the little things that you do sometimes. Also, like I said, if they're just not in that space, if they're really not in the
Right.
space to be in a relationship, the things that you do may not even be on their radar because that's
Right.
not the space that they're in. So, yeah, I think I am sometimes overlooked. And sometimes in a relationship, like I said, I'm not always appreciated, but
Mm.
I guess that comes with it.
And that's true. I mean, it happens. Sometimes people are overlooked, and sometimes people overlook other people, and thus
Mhm.
causing you to be in the same situation of yourself, where you could be with somebody who's nice to you, but then you overlook them, for whatever reason you got going things on. And the same thing has happened to me, and same thing has happened to T as well, where we're overlooked, but then when you sit back and you realize, yo, that person that you was once talking to was a good person, a nice guy, as you say, or a
Right.
nice girl or whatever. Then you try to circumvent and go back that way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work for a lot of people. And it's the effort being made is the whole concept of it all. It's the effort and the willingness to do things differently to make it happen and to see and to follow through on it.
I
And
do want to say really quickly, though, speaking about being nice, I was talking to this gentleman a while ago, and to him, he felt like he was doing all the right things and being nice. For example, he said that I told him I'm usually, in a sense, a house person. I'm always in the house majority of the time. And he was like, well, I'm taking you out. Um, I'm trying to get you out the house. So that's me being nice.
Mm.
He's like, oh, well, I took you to dinner. That's me being nice. So why, in a sense, haven't we progressed in this relationship? And I was just like,
Mm.
technically, it's not considered to be nice. And also, that's not all that there is to a relationship.
Right.
And just like, made me understand that everybody's version of a nice person, or a nice guy, nice girl, can be very different.
Right. And that goes back to what we initially started talking about, people who are genuinely nice versus people who are doing nice things because they want validation or reciprocity. They want something or are getting something out of it.
I'm not gonna lie. I struggle between the two. I don't know when I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm doing it because I'm a nice person, or I'm doing it for the reciprocity. And then when it's like when the reciprocity doesn't come, I'm like, all right, cool. I just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's when you know that you're doing it genuinely. Because if the reciprocity doesn't come, then if you were doing it for the reciprocity, you would be upset.
Well, okay,
Just like
then,
that
so
guy.
like
Like, I'm doing these things. Why aren't you doing the things that I need you to do?
yeah, in a sense like that too. But then it's like I often look at it as if you're not doing these things that I'm doing for you, then there's something about me that is not connecting with you, and therefore I need to basically stop doing these things that I'm doing for you. Being nice to me is not what, in her definition or what that guy's definition is, taking you out on dates and doing things like that's not
Right.
being nice. I'm gonna do that shit anyways. You can come with me.
Right.
But you know what I mean? So being that shouldn't be a category to label as being nice. Being
Right.
nice is basically uh doing things out of your way, out of your normal character, helping people out when you see they need help. Not doing, I'm gonna help you out because hopefully you come back. No, you struggling. Let me help you out.
Right.
I don't care about any of it. I don't care about what you do for me or how it comes back to me. I'm helping you out because
You're
I can
genuinely nice.
I can do this right now. I can afford, even if it is giving you money, I can afford to do it because I'm able to do it. And if I'm not, I'm not. Then I'll find other ways to help you out in other areas. But
Right.
that's me being a helpful person. That's me being a nice person, and
Right.
that's me trying to help people. That's me being nice. When you say you're being nice and I'm a nice guy, you should give me a chance, or I'm gonna do right by you, this, that, and the third. How come you're not giving me a shot? I don't know where that seems like a formality or reciprocity to a certain degree. It's like in a sense, it's like, okay, I'm treating you this way to show you that, one, to me, I look at it like this: I'm treating you this way to show you, one, that you deserve it. Two, this is what I bring to the table, as far as like as far as like not only good times, companionship, conversations, and things of that
Right.
nature. Me treating you, how you deserve to be treated, which you
Right.
may have not been treated for a long time. That's me being that's me. That's me. Now it may be considered as me being nice and, you should pick me because I'm good to you and I'm good for you. Now that's
Right.
a different subject because once again, we're all coming from a trauma place. We're used to the toxicity.
Hmm.
We all have mommy issues. We all have daddy issues. We are used to basically dysfunctional relationship. The dysfunctional is normal to us. It's okay. If we're not struggling, trying to cling on to a relationship, then it's not a real relationship. And in my mind, I had to sever that level of connection, of thought process and being, to the point where it's like, I don't want to be like that with somebody, and I don't want somebody to be like that with me. But
Right.
then it's like, I'm already open to that concept and I'm already aware of my connection and my trauma to that. And I'm choosing to sever it. Not everybody else is. So when we're out here trying to date people, we're coming across this area where we're saying we're the nice guy with the good people, but then you got to understand, everybody deserves to be nice because everybody's coming from their own trauma. Everybody deserves to be with a good person because everybody's coming from their own trauma. The question is, are they willing to let go of that trauma dysfunctionality of their relationship? Or are you going to have people be in a relationship because, this person's a nice guy, but I don't really love them like that. I don't really care for them like that. They treat you good, but they're not the person you want to be with. Then what's the person you want to be with? And then you got to ask yourself, what is the person that you want to be with? Is it basically because the person you want to be with is probably sourced and connected to your trauma, to your mommy issues, to your daddy issues, to your aggression issues, to the mistreatment in a relationship. Those things are those functionalities of a relationship, of a toxicity, is a slow poisoning to all of us that we are all used to. We become numb to it. So when something good comes our way, the first reaction we all do, you're in the friend zone. Oh no, you're not this. Oh no, you're not that. I
Right.
can't. We make up all kinds of excuses because it's not clinging to us. And unfortunately, a lot of good people, men and women alike, are are vestiges of that. Where it is not, it's sad, but it is the reality where we're all facing our traumas. We're not facing our traumas, and we're not being open and honest about why we choose the people that we choose, why we cling on to those that
Mm.
may mistreat us or not be right for us, but yet we enjoy being in their presence. We enjoy being in their company. We is it the mutual trauma, or is it the fact that we're still going off of our trauma based need to deal with what's normal? Because it's mental conditioning. If we're being treated, it's like an animal being beaten all the time, and then when they come around a good owner and the good owner puts their hands up to pet it, they clinch because
Fun.
all they know is when your hand goes up, I'm gonna get hit, not
Yeah.
when I pet you. And so that's the thing for human beings in a relationship. The nice guy finished last thing because
Right.
not everybody's ready for that nice guy. Not everybody's uh, mentally and emotionally prepared for a nice guy. They're better off getting somebody that is they're in their mind. They're better off getting somebody that's a fixer upper to being a nice guy than genuinely knowing what it's like. It's that
Well,
it's
I think a lot of that has to do with, and this is like from the mental health perspective, when you're dealing with a nice guy, it requires you to be emotionally intelligent. It requires you to communicate. It requires you to have a level of respect and trust. And for people with trauma, all of those things are difficult. I don't want to talk about my emotions because they're uncomfortable. I don't want to communicate, period, because I'm used to communicating with yelling and screaming and throwing stuff and putting my hands on people. So when you're communicating with your words, this is uncomfortable. And for some people, and I think you mentioned this before, if you're not yelling at me, if you're not putting your hands on me, that means you don't love me. There are some people who have had so much trauma that that's what they believe. If you're not angry and yelling, that means you're not passionate. That means you don't love me.
yeah. Somebody was like their first reaction was funny. It was like friendly personality character, right? It's friendly, and they were like, you know what? If I was your girlfriend, I'd punch you in the throat. I was like, what?
See
But
that? Ooh.
yeah, no, but their mentality, their thought process is behind it because, and I'm like, what? And they said that, and I was like, why would that be? But their thought process is behind it. Like anybody else that lets you do that, they didn't really like you because your attention should be solely focused on me. Your friendly attitude and everything else should be not. You shouldn't be talking to anybody but me, and that's that. And that's a red flag for them. And but it's like in my mind, I'm like, her response was, if somebody allows you to conduct yourself that way, they didn't really like you. They didn't really love
Mm-hmm.
you. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
It's like
no,
them people that go on American Idol a hot mess and nobody told them that they were a hot mess.
yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, if a person, but I'm like in my mind, if a person accepts you for your friendliness and knows they're secure in their situation to a point where I dated people where my friendliness is definitely a topic of discussion.
A threat.
Where it's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's like, oh, I could be, I probably give off vibe, I could probably give off a vibe of me cheating or whatever, but that's not it. If I chose to be with you, I chose to be with you. There ain't nothing else about it. I'm friendly.
Hey, may I add something really quickly?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just thinking, and this is something I also told the same guy too. Just because you're nice doesn't mean the person that you're dating has to accept you. And
that part.
also, that doesn't mean that the person that is not accepting you is doing it out of trauma, which
Right.
is which is something I had to learn for myself. I know everybody does have their trauma, their baggage, and all of that, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your niceness is just not enough in the sense of
I completely agree.
personality does not match with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe views does not match with that person. Maybe your goal doesn't match with that person. So regardless of you being nice and a great person, we just don't match. And that's
Right.
okay.
Right.
Because I think sometimes too, which is also something that I hear when we're talking about the nice guy, nice girl topic, is the person who's being nice feels like they deserve to be in a relationship with someone at that moment, or the person they're talking to, whoever, just because they're being nice. And
Right.
in reality, if you're a nice person, you're nice regardless of the situation, regardless of who
Right.
you're attached to, who you're talking to. You're just nice because that is who you are. But we also have to take into account that I'm not dating you just because you're nice. You
Right.
know, I'm not dating you just because you open doors or you take me out to dinner. If I'm dating you for a long term situation, I have to like you as a person as a whole. So niceness
Right.
is just a part of you, which is a great part of you, a big part of
Right.
you, but it's still just a part of you. And I do think a lot of times the first thing for a nice person to say is, oh, in a sense, like, yeah, there's something wrong with you, why you don't like me when I'm nice. When in reality, it could just be,
Mm,
we're just
yeah.
not compatible. We just don't match. And I could be out of my own trauma having a defense mechanism of saying, oh, obviously there's something wrong with you because I'm great. I'm perfect.
Right. Right.
There's that part too. There's that part too, and you're right. And
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not only a trauma thing, which I do think
Yeah.
a lot of times it is, but it's just sometimes it's just simply that you guys don't match.
and
And that's
that's
just,
and that is very true. That is very true.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
if you are an authentic, a genuine, nice person, not doing nice for some other alternative reasonings, I feel like if you are truly a nice person, you are going to prioritize building an authentic connection, just like you said, based on mutual kindness and mutual empathy and mutual emotional connection. I think those are all the properties of being a genuinely nice person because you genuinely care about the other person's well-being. You genuinely care about making that connection with that other person. And I think that's the struggle that we have. So many times people say that they're nice because they do nice things, but they
mhm.
have no interest in anything deeper beyond the physical. Like, what about my mental health? What about my emotional health? What about all of those other things that make me who I am? So I completely agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, it's people trying to dig into that, and you got to try to find that. T, thank you so much for coming on and answering the phone. I appreciate it. Talk to you later. Okay.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Keep your phone on so next time we do this, you can pick up. Okay.
All right. Thanks for inviting me.
No
Bye.
problem. All right. Bye.
I like her. She's very nice.
Yeah. Got another one for you.
Goodness.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, she said while we're in the waiting or whatever, she said a lot of really good things. I feel like genuine niceness is about more than just the task that we do. It's about a genuine connection. It's about wanting long-term relationship success.
Hey, love. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Hey, love. Um, I'm here with my friend Jordan, and I just needed your input on something.
Hello.
Hey, Jordan.
So, Jordan, what was your question? Because we're getting three different point of views from different people
Yes.
from different areas. I'll break it down later on.
Do you feel like nice guys finish last? And
I
why?
did not hear you.
Hold on. One more time. Ask her again, Jordan.
Do you feel like nice guys finish last? And if so, why?
Oh, I can't hear her. Oh my god.
She says, "Do you feel like nice guys finish last, and if so, why?"
Um, that's like a yes or no for me. I feel like yes because some women haven't healed from certain relationships. Like, for example, like if a woman hasn't had the presence of their father in their lives, they don't really know what it's like for a man to, I guess, be kind and generous and soft with them. So, like, a lot of women have a misconception of like how a man is supposed to be, in my opinion, and they tend to look at like the nice guys as not strong enough, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also feel like no, because if a woman has had the presence of their father, or just a good man in general in their lives, and they understand that this guy that's being nice, that's the way they're supposed to be. Men are gentle; they're not always rough. I hope that makes sense.
Different perspective. Didn't get that, but different perspective. I like it. I
But
like it.
it definitely makes sense, and it touches on the trauma like we talked about in all the other ones, but then it also touches on the influence of how you were raised and what you saw growing up and your expectations in terms of what a healthy relationship looks like, which is so true. If you were raised in a household where your dad was beating your mom and was never home and you never saw him do anything kind to your mom, then you would expect that to be normal. If you had a guy that came along that was kind, you'd be like, "What is this? What is wrong with this guy? Like he must be gay," which I hear a lot. Um,
It's not exciting enough for them because
right. That completely makes sense. I like it. I like that perspective as well.
Her perspective is different. I figured I'd give it because it also plays in the role. Like, and once again, love. We're not only talking about nice guys. We're also talking about the term in itself, where it can also refer to nice women as well.
Right.
Because Lovetta's a nice person as well too, and I've seen plenty of times at work because we used to work together where it was like people took her niceness for weakness
Fancy,
and they
yeah.
took advantage of her. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like, do they finish last all the time? Not necessarily, but do they definitely get taken advantage of? I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the workplace. Especially in the workplace. Especially in
Yeah.
the workplace. I mean, it's very different. That
Yeah. And I think it's really that's what makes it complicated for nice people, finding that balance between being kind and nice and being assertive when you need to. I think that is a really big struggle. And I think I told this story before on the podcast when I was working in a facility and one of my coworkers kept asking me every day to do this thing and do this thing. And I was always doing it, always doing it, always doing it. And then after like 7 days of them literally asking me to do the same thing every day, I was like, dude, I've showed you how to do this for 5 straight days. Why can't you do this on your own? Like, I will give you the directions, so now you can do it on your own. And all of a sudden, it was like, oh, somebody's got an attitude, and somebody must be on there. And I was just like, no, I just was nice to you for 5 straight days, and now it's getting old. This is getting old. Like, we got to do something different.
hey, I see my dog Love do that one time. It's like she been nice, and then 1 minute she popped off on them all, and they was like, they ain't see it coming.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know what I mean? But she had her ground, man, you know what I'm saying? But like you said though, it's in those things that happen like that, and it does play a big role. Love, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you
Well, do
definitely.
you have any other input?
Oh, do you
Before
have
we
any other input on it, Love?
No, that's my perspective, and that's how I feel. That's all I got.
That's all she's got.
Thank you.
Thank you, Love.
You're welcome.
All right, talk to you later. Bye. Finally, the one time I start calling random people, everybody's
Very good perspectives, though, and it really did cover a lot of things. Like talked about some of the arguments for nice guys. They're authentic and they want that genuine, true nice guys.
Yeah.
And they have that sense of emotional intelligence and they have that sense of respect and trust. But then with that, the negatives to it. Oh, go ahead.
No. You're right. You're right. With that, the negative to it. So today, hey, Claudia, how you doing? Awesome. Claudia, I'm here with my friend Jordan. I have a question for you.
Hello.
Bye.
So, Claudia, Jordan has a question. Jordan, go ahead and answer that question.
Do nice guys finish last? Why or why not?
Yes.
Her response was yes. Did you hear that or no?
I'm waiting for the expansion.
What's the expansion behind that? Yes.
I have no idea why, but I feel bad sometimes, and I don't know if it's like a reasoning behind why. I don't know. I feel like there's some women that feel like they have to be in some type of hardcore relationship to feel like they're being accepted or seen or whatever. But there's women out there that say that they want a good man and a nice man, and then when they get them, it's not what they want. And it sucks because there's men that are out there that are nice, that are genuine, that are sweet, that are caring, are really looking to take care of a woman, and when they get it, I don't really think some women know what they really want. Because when it's staring them in the face, they don't accept it. Right. I think that sometimes it depends on how man is also viewed, because they're supposed to be viewed as this tough exterior, and when men show emotion, then of course they're looked at as being weak, and that's not necessarily true. I really feel like a man who is able to express his emotions is actually stronger than men who kind of bottle that up.
Yes.
So I don't know. It sucks because I have a lot of guy friends who end up finishing last, and I've heard the horror stories of them going through like situations where the women in their life don't appreciate them. But I really honestly feel like there's some women who don't know what they're looking for, and therefore they overlook the nice guy.
Have you ever friend zoned a nice guy?
I friend zoned a lot of nice guys.
I appreciate your honesty. So how do you make that decision? Like what is it? Is there something that's like, oh, they did this thing, automatic friend zone?
I'm mad I wasn't prepared for this conversation.
Sorry.
There is no preparation for this.
Yeah, that's the whole point. We no filter. That's what we're about.
Look, I want to start brushing my teeth. I feel like, I guess, I can say like there are some guys where I felt like they were better off as friends because there were some I guess characteristics about them that I could see them being just a friend, but they didn't have the characteristics that I was looking for in a partner. Okay. And a couple of reasons for that is because of the strong-willed nature of myself. I don't want to feel like I can walk over my man.
Yes, I know that feeling. Mm-hmm.
There's just this level of, can you take charge that I'm looking for in a person that's supposed to be the head of my household. And I know a lot of women who have had their father in their lives, which I have. I'm able to see those features and acknowledge them and know what I'm looking for. And if I can't really see some of those features that I was able to see in my father in a partner, then I can't really recognize them as being someone that I can see a future with. Another reason, again, because I am so strong, strong and strong-willed, I do want to have someone that's not necessarily going to be mean and like abusive to put me in my place, but someone who can be like, woman.
Right.
And it's because they can see the outcome as being the dominant partner in the situation versus me seeing it from an emotional standpoint, because men are women do make decisions off of emotion, and sometimes it can lead down a bad path, and you do need that logical balance from a man to see the outcome prior to you seeing it. And I really don't feel like I've found somebody that is able to see that, and so I do that end up in the friend zone. And then also someone who can like take tat for tat. I'm Caribbean. My parents and my cousins and my family is like real ruthless. So if you get bruised real easy and you get emotional, if you can't go tit for tat, you're not gonna be able to stick.
Right. You got to be able to hold your own. I feel you.
Right. I can't defend you, and if I defend you, good luck.
Right.
So,
I get it.
There's a couple of different things, and there's a couple of factors between like my family owning businesses and me owning my own business. I need somebody that's going to be actually a business partner as well. So I can't have you continuously be in a work for someone mindset when I'm trying to get out of that. I'm going to build a business mindset and build the businesses that I have. So I need somebody that's also going to be business savvy and don't see themselves working for someone, but being able to work for yourselves, build a business, and have others, be employed with you. So there's a lot of different factors that go into me ended up friend zoning with a lot of guys.
I definitely understand that. And those are a lot of really great points. Man, everybody has hit some really fantastic positives and negatives for nice people.
Yo, definitely. I'm not going to lie. I am very blessed to have so many lovely people in my phone to contact and hear their point of view in this aspect. Especially.
Thank you for allowing us to put you on the spot. I truly appreciate you.
Thank you. I mean, they none of them saw it coming. Because I feel like when I prepped them for it, they'd be like, nah, they make up excuses. None of them saw it coming. I did a nice thing. I was just like, hey, Nah, can I call you? They was like, yeah, all right, cool, bet, call. It's going down. It's
Unkind.
going down.
So unkind.
Yeah, no, it is, but it's like, come on, I needed what was it? I need data from multiple people who are not seeing it coming, and just talking to me alone is not going to cut it. Talking to you and me probably, but it's like having them have their own open ideas and feelings behind it is definitely an eye opener, especially for women,
Yes.
especially for women, and it's like not only I'm speaking from a guy who's also been friend zoned on multiple occasions, but then also hearing it from different women on the nice guy and them also somewhat sort of being friend zoned. I'm not too sure
See,
if
now we
anybody.
need to have an episode where you call all your guy friends and they talk about the thoughts about it.
Nah,
I've been friend zoned a couple of times.
you
So
I've never been friend
I don't
zoned.
like. I've been friends on more than I could care to. Like I said, I didn't like to be. I don't like to be friend zoned, but it's like, hey, ain't nothing else I can do about it, bro. Yeah.
I think I have not. Only reason why I have not been friend zoned is because when I meet people, that regardless of what gender they are, I automatically assume that they're just being nice. Like they don't have an interest in me unless they specifically say, "Jordan, I like you." If it's not those words, then I just assume you're just being nice and we're just friends. So maybe I've friend zoned a whole bunch of people
you're
and didn't
friend
know
zoned
it.
Yeah, she friend zoned everybody. That's what that was. She friend zoned everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, she friend zoned everybody. They would like they didn't even get a shot. They didn't even get their foot out the door. They were like, bam, nah, friend
Well,
zone.
because you gotta be direct. Like I need waving red flags, like telling me this direction, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, let me consider that.
At that point, it's just like, yeah, nah. Your approach is good, but at the same point in time, it's just like everybody friend zone.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
friend
a
zone.
fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, with Claudie's assessment on friend zoning people is very interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Her take
But
on her take on the whole thing is very interesting as well. I like it.
I agree. And like I said, there's a lot of we talked about a lot of positives to nice people. And then we also touched on a lot of the disadvantages to it, like being perceived as weak or needy or, not being able to prioritize your own feelings because you're so focused on your partner or there not being a challenge. I feel like everybody talked about that. Like, whether they were talking about trauma or whatever, they talked about how sometimes with the nice partner, there's not that sense of challenge or struggle or that sense of tension, and people feel like, oh, I'm not interested anymore, I'm done. And then
That
earlier
is
on in the conversation, we talked about compatibility and chemistry. Like you can be a super nice person, but if we don't have that connection, then it doesn't matter. Like your niceness isn't going to make me feel connected to you in and of itself. Like we have to be.
and,
exactly.
and
That's very true.
that is 100% true because I've been in that situation myself on multiple occasions, and I'm pretty sure most of our viewers that could be watching and the person on the phone here with me as well. Hey,
Just throwing all the business out there. Go ahead.
hey,
Okay.
yeah. Just. So we've all been in that situation at one point in time where
Right.
you receive that notion of where you feel like the vibe is good, but then it's not good enough.
Right.
Or it's not, or you're finding things that basically be like, nah, it's not good enough.
Right.
And in most cases, it's shitty, it's sucky, but them the breaks, man. Them the breaks on God, them the breaks. It's like the
Right.
vibe is good to a certain degree, and then it's good is good when it's good until it ain't, and then when it's not, it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's like, do you in that situation, nice guy being the nice guy, nice girl or whatever, do you stay? Do you maintain? Do you keep it? Do you persevere and keep going?
No, because then you end up everybody end up sad because there's no connection. And y'all are just in a situationship
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
until
Mm-hmm.
somebody finds somebody better.
Each other time, and at the end of the day, somebody who is probably the person who is more interested is getting the short end of the stick. And so, it's not healthy, and
Nope.
it's not fair. Because at some point somebody is being taken advantage of, and someone is taking the advantage of the other person, and it's all because both of you have decided to stay in this thing that's not really going to move forward or
Not
flourish
working.
more.
Yeah, because it's like you don't, and it's like you don't know, and well, you do know, but being the person that's been friend zoned quite a bit, it's like you do know, but you got hope because you like the person a lot and you want the vibe with them is good and everything. But then they be like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it like that."
But if it's not reciprocated,
Ain't nothing you can do.
then it doesn't matter, right? The
Yeah.
person that's ready and waiting for you is out there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, no, G shit. G shit. And that's how it is though. That's how and it's not reciprocated. It's like when you once you come to that point of understanding it's not being reciprocated, then it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Because you have to be
Yeah,
because you have to be mindful and completely fully self aware and emotionally self aware that
right. That's a hard one.
the emotionally self aware is definitely hard, especially when your feelings are involved and your feelings in your mind are not often on the same page, which
Right.
your mind is like one way and your feelings are another way, and it's allowing you to make judgment calls, irrational decision, irrational judgment calls
Mhm.
on what you may feel is a strong connection is only one way. It's not unison.
But then you have to deal with that inner critic, those self talks afterwards telling you that you're not good enough. Or
Yep.
this person didn't like you because you weren't this or you weren't that or you weren't
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. The list
Too
goes on.
short, hands are small, all kinds of things. All
Why
kinds.
you gotta be putting people all the way on the blast? You so
What
disrespectful.
What are you talking about? I'm just saying these are scenarios. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, just saying these are scenarios. People. You know what I mean? No, seriously, because it's like I remember one time I looked at a person. I was like, oh, they got varicose veins. I'm not doing it. I didn't tell that. I didn't tell them that, but that's the reason.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
That's the reason
that's
I ain't do it. But you know what I'm saying? For each his own. For each his own. You know, everybody got their own kinks. You know, some people don't like people with baby hands. I don't know.
why you gotta be baby hands though.
I don't know. I just threw that out there. I just
Oh,
think
I just have such weird images of people with like little tiny. Anyways,
it's like that
um,
scary movie. Take my strong hand.
yes, that's what I had a visual of, and it was just like, ugh, ugh. Um,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Okay. So then, and then of course the last negative of nice people is everybody being friend zoned. Like in my case,
Yeah.
you get friend zoned, you get friend zoned, you all get a friend
Yeah,
zone.
you just like Oprah
Yeah.
handing out friend cards. Huh.
I am. But
Handing
that
out
just
friend cards.
means that if you're a nice person, you still need to be direct because I can't read your mind.
You need to be direct. Hear that for all you nice people out there. Need to be direct. Point blank
If
period.
you like somebody, say, "Hey, I like
Thank
you."
you. Shoot your
That's
shot.
big.
Plain and simple. Shoot your shot. You come at her and be like,
Yeah.
listen, just to let you know, I'm shooting my shot. What's up? Can I get your number?
Yeah.
Can I talk
Telling
to
me
you?
that I'm pretty is not shooting your shot
Yeah,
because I'll just say
hey,
thank
you
you
know what I'm
and then
saying?
keep on
Being nice, be
walking.
like, I like your comments, I like your
Right.
pictures, bump that. Nah, you get in that text, you get in them DMs, and you be like, yo, this is me shooting my shot. What's up?
Thank you. I can
When can I
appreciate
take
that.
you out? When can I take you out? I get you. I get you. I get you. When that happens, right? When that happens and nothing happens, then hey, at least you shot your shot. You feel me? At least you shot your shot. You know what I'm saying?
You never know if you don't try.
You never know when you don't try. Even when you do try, you still don't know. But that's
Worst
the
case scenario, you end up in the same place you're in now, not in a
yeah,
relationship.
not in a
So,
relationship. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much what sums it all up. Yeah, yeah. Any thoughts? Any thoughts, Claudia?
Nope, nope, you come head on the purpose.
thank you for joining us. This
Thank
has
you
been
for
a
joining
great
us, Claudia. I really
conversation.
do appreciate you answering the phone and actually going with the flow. You could have easily hung up as soon as you knew you were on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, and this is why I like her so much. She's so go with the flow, throw it at her. I'm gonna hear about it later though, but definitely go with the
I
flow.
believe it.
You sure will.
I believe
So
it.
I'll talk to you next week then. No, okay, okay, okay. I hit you up later. All right, bye.
Bye.
So, with that being said, we talked about some of the advantages and disadvantages to being a nice human being
Yeah,
and how that impacts relationships and how that impacts not just romantic relationships. We also talked briefly about how it impacts relationships with your coworkers because they be trying to take advantage of you and push all the work on you. And sometimes you just got to be assertive, nice people. Any last minute thoughts or feelings or anecdotes or
for me, I like the fact that I had the opportunity to call so many different people with different
I
experiences,
did
different
appreciate that.
backgrounds, and they all had their own unique perspective on it. And I hope this doesn't deter anybody from answering any of my text messages and calls in the future. I just want you to know. I just want you to know. It's a 50-50 chance I'm going to put you on the podcast. Now, you can come in and your face can be on or just your voice. I always use pseudonyms if you're okay with that. But if not, then, you know what I'm saying? It's fine.
Either
However,
way, we appreciate you.
either way, we appreciate you. Again, the nice guy finished last does not necessarily mean we're only talking about nice men. We're talking about nice people in general, in
Hmm.
relationships and work. But primarily for this episode, it was more so in relationships and trying to be with somebody. For you men out there that are, I was once there. Hey, shoot your shot. Be very direct. You can't go wrong with being direct. You cannot go wrong with being direct. Do not live your life not being straightforward and direct on what you want and or what your intentions are with a person. Definitely shoot your shot. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It'll be what it be. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And
And
I'm gonna go out there and say not just men, but all masculine beings, because there's some masculine females out there that are shooting. So just if you're in the masculine and you're going after a feminine person, be direct. Say what
or
you gotta say.
in other words, in Jordan's case, if they're completely oblivious, just shoot your shot. Because some
Or
men
socially awkward people.
socially awkward people
Yes.
that's right
Okay.
too. Because it's not. It's like everybody's not everybody is considered to be all there when they don't know until it's too late. So it's best for you to be direct on what you want and how you're gonna go about it, male and female alike. Because otherwise, you're just gonna end up in quote unquote friend zone by somebody who didn't even know that you thought of them that way at all.
Right. I give all people the benefit of the doubt because if I assumed that every person that talked to me was hitting on me, boy, it would be just sad. It'd be a sad world. So sometimes you just got to be direct. Doo doom. Are
Dude,
you getting responses about you calling people and putting them on the spot? I figured. I figured that much. With that being said,
with that being said, thank you everybody for joining
fantastic
us today.
conversation.
Today was a
Yeah.
fantastic conversation. We finally got viewers to call in. Well, I called them.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
okay.
called them. Apparently, not everybody wants to call in. So, like I said, please don't be afraid to call in,
Yes.
even if you
If
don't
you
want to
do,
call
your
in.
face doesn't have to be on it. You can be just audio.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't want to call in and you want us to call you, by all means, drop your phone numbers in the box. And if you just want to be called in, all right, cool. But if you're trying to shoot your shot, either Jordan or myself, again, be upfront. So we'll tell you yes or no. Okay, but you can still
Oh,
leave
but
it in.
please don't try and shoot your shot on this video because
Yeah,
you
no,
might
no,
be
please don't, please don't, please don't,
embarrassed.
please don't, please don't,
So just
please don't, please
saying.
don't. Yeah, it's not goodness. It's not goodness. Mhm.
Um, but with that being said, in terms of nice people, all of you nice people out there, keep being nice. If somebody tells you that you're too nice or you're too much of a good person and they're friend zone you, that doesn't mean that you need to go and change and be a not nice person. That just means that that person wasn't ready for you in this time or that person wasn't ready for you, period. And that is okay. Don't change being a nice person to suit somebody else's trauma or needs or niches or whatever. I can't think of the word. I don't know. I can't think of the word. But, anyways, and for all you nice people out there, be assertive. If you have a need or a desire, speak that to whoever it is that you need that thing filled from.
Is it
Because
to or to whom?
to whoever, I don't know.
Okay, okay.
I'm not even sure what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
But
it's semantics at this point. I don't really care.
nonetheless, oh, someone commented, shoot your shot. For sure, shoot your shot.
Who's that?
Um, Christopher Williams says, shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
We
Thank
are
you.
not mind readers, man. And you can't be upset because somebody friend zoned you if you did not shoot your shots. And even if they do friend zone you, you shouldn't be upset anyways.
Yeah, because you're a nice person. Nice people, whether we finish last or not, we're still nice in the core. So therefore,
That's what
just
matters, man.
continue, just continue to, like Dora said, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Oh, Dora. I was thinking you were talking about Dora the Explorer. I was about to say she did not say that, but you're talking about Finding Nemo.
Dora
Yes.
from Finding Nemo. I'm sorry, Dora
Got
from
it.
Finding
Got
Nemo.
it.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also be a soldier.
Um, yep. So that's the theme for today's episode. Shoot your shot. Okay. Nice people out there. So with that being said, thank you for joining us on Beyond the Sum. And until next time, bye.